Hello, my fellow comic book collectors. It's Alan, the Comic Collector Geek, and this is part 10 of this unboxing. And this will be a pretty cool part, actually. I have to say, this is going to be a good one. Really cool stuff. It's this lot of comics, and it's some really fun stuff. The first one, is we're starting off light. We're going to build into the bigger books in this one. But this is a lot of 3 comics. Which were inspired by, I think Nate or Hagen, one of those 2 guys from Lettuce Comics or Hall Yeah. One of those guys were talking about this comic, and I was like, oh, that's such a cool comic. And it was Gangster Barista. I just thought it was such a cool title, Gangster Barista. So this is Gangster Barista number 1. And these are cheap. These are really affordable. But they have kind of cool covers. Got number 2. And number 3. So these are all variants. I think this is like the retailer incentive variant or something. I don't know. They were all very affordable. I just picked them up based on the cool title, actually. Not even the covers. Based on the cool title. This is Gangster Barista. I just thought that was such a crazy name, so I had to pick them up. Now this one, I thought I had this in my collection. I just couldn't find it, so it was driving me crazy. So I picked up a second copy. I'll probably find it after I record this video. It's like one of those things. You're like, I know I have this comic. I know I have it. Can't find it anywhere. So you're like, okay, I'll just buy it. And then after you buy it, you're like randomly going through some box and then you find it again. I've done that many times where I have duplicates of comics. But this one, I figured, hey, I should probably pick it up because I am a big Plastic Man fan. And this book is the first Silver Age appearance of Plastic Man, right there. So this is Plastic Man, House of Mystery number 160. And this is the first Silver Age appearance of Plastic Man. Got him right there. So kind of a cool book. Another Go Check cover as well. And we got King Candy, and we got Licorice Laurent, and Giant Boy, and Dial M for Hero as well. So yeah, kind of a cool book, and it was one that I figured I should get. Another quirky character that somebody was talking about, and I thought, hey, that sounds kind of cool, is this is Baron Blood, and this is another inexpensive book, but I thought it kind of sounded like a cool character. And this is the first appearance of Baron Blood. This is Invaders number 7. And I've been gradually picking up more and more issues of Invaders. The first issue I picked up was the one where Alex Schomburg did a cover on Invaders. I was like, oh, I have to get this random cover from Invaders, the Invaders run. And I think it's Invaders Annual. I think that he did the cover of it. And then I ended up getting a few other issues, and it seems like I feel like I'm gradually going to have the whole run. But this is Invaders number 7. This next one is another one that was inspired by, I think it was Nate. He always goes on about this character, and this is the first appearance of this random weird character called Amethyst. And this is Legion of Superheroes, number 298. So Legion of Superheroes 298, and it's the first appearance in a mini comic. It'll show, like, inside there's like an insert, a comic with Amethyst. It's her first appearance, their first appearance. So yeah, just a cool book. Thought it was funny. Very affordable. These are not expensive. I can even look it up. How much was this book? It doesn't say. I'd have to look it up. But yeah, it was very inexpensive, is the point. Like $3 or something like that. $2. So very inexpensive. So, but first appearance. Okay, another like random Invaders one. Like this is again, there's a bit of a story though. So I won an auction on Heritage Auctions, and it said it's the first appearance of Spitfire. So I was like, oh, that's really cool. I kind of bid a little bit aggressively to get it. So I thought, because there's another book, I forgot what it's called, Spitfire, but it's not Spitfire. It's a Golden Age book, and it's got this kind of good girl art cover. It's just a classic cover, and it's got Spitfire on the cover. It turns out there's actually two different characters, both called Spitfire. Who would have thought? Well, I was trying to find out where this character made their first appearance. And I guess not only is there two different characters, both from the Golden Age, but there's also other characters where they brought the character back in the modern ages. And there's like new versions of the character. So this is Spitfire again, but this is the Invaders Spitfire. And this is the first appearance of Spitfire. And it's Spitfire Invaders number 7. Number 12. Now, actually, number 7, I believe, has the first appearance of the girl who becomes Spitfire. So this is also that first appearance as well. I'm pretty sure. But this is the first appearance of Spitfire. So it's a great cover, actually. You know, got this really weird character and fighting Nazis. The Invaders were kind of fighting against the Nazis a lot. Okay, so that's number 12. Another thing that we were talking about, like I get FOMO from all these videos that I do with different people that we hang out with, was they were showing this book. And this is Superman number 1, the Radio Shack giveaway. And this is the very first appearance of the Tandy twins. I believe that's what they're called. Oh, sorry. The TSR 90 Super Whiz Kids. It's the very first appearance of these two kids. So I thought that was interesting. I don't know. Just odd stuff. This is the first of the Radio Shack giveaways. I think there's actually 3 in the series, like that they gave away. And this is the first one. So it's their first appearance in comics. Who would have thought that this would be such an awesome comic? Had to pick it up. It was very affordable. Not a big book. Just thought it was really weird. But yeah, I like my first appearances. So had to get that one. Okay. Now this next one is interesting, totally not related to anything that other people FOMO'd me with, but it is a cool book. It's Planet Comics number 1. Now this one is a cool book because it's a reprint, but it's by a company called IW, and IW is kind of actually becoming more and more popular in terms of their reprints. Basically what they did was they bought not the publishing rights, but they bought all the materials from warehouses where companies that used to produce comics went under, like Fiction House. And so they just basically got all the printing stuff so that they could produce the comics. They just didn't buy the rights to them. So they produced the comics without the rights to those comics, which is interesting. But those companies were all defunct. So nobody could do anything about it. So they printed without having the printing rights. It's kind of a fun thing they did. And they would produce their own covers, though. So the interiors are reprints, but the covers were unique. And some of the covers are quite cool. This is a really great sci-fi cover. So I thought it was a really cool one. So this is Planet Comics number 1 from IW. Now, the funny thing is actually there's a few books that IW produced where they had gotten these printing materials to produce them that were never actually published because the companies went defunct before they could actually release the comics. So they actually printed some books that weren't reprints. So just a little extra there. Okay, so that's IW. Next one is a really great Fox Feature Syndicate. It's another one of these My Lifes. I showed another My Life in the previous episodes, and I've been picking up just the run of My Life. I really do like Fox Feature Syndicate. They have some really great Good Girl art covers. Some of the artists that work for Fox were like Jack Kamen, Matt Baker, some really good talent that was producing some just amazing artwork. Elle Felstein is another one. Yeah, I just thought this was a really great cover. I just thought it was really cool. I really do like Fox Feature Syndicate. So this one, you can actually see the interesting thing was these books, Victor Fox, he would use the crappiest paper, just the sheer crappiest, cheapest paper he could find, and it was pink paper, and sometimes the pink would actually kind of bleed through where you can see, because the first page is actually just going. It's like a black. It's not like it's just printed like a pink. Usually the first page is pink, and sometimes that pink color can actually bleed through. That's what all that is. You can see that kind of weird bleed through. So it's just Fox is so awesome in their cheapy ways. So this is My Life number 6. Just thought it was a really great cover. Okay, next one was another one that was inspired by an auction win on Heritage. So I won issue number 2 of this series. There's only 3 in the series, and it just happened that my comic shop had the other 2 issues, and both had best offers. They were a little bit overpriced, so I threw in a reasonable offer, and they accepted. Still, I kind of overpaid on one of them, I felt, but they are both really cool. And it's Spotlight Comics number 1. And the one that I won on Heritage was Spotlight Comics number 2, which is probably the most iconic of the 3 issues. But this is Spotlight Comics number 1. It's kind of a cool one. That is is it the Green Dwarf? I believe it's the Green Dwarf. Or Red Dwarf. Green Dwarf. Red Dwarf. I don't know. So this is Spotlight Comics number 1. And the character basically, I think he's like a football player, if I remember correctly. And he just wears like a costume, and he has guns. He doesn't have powers. He's just a good fighter and stuff. But yeah, so this is Spotlight Comics number 1. And they're actually quite cool covers. That's number 1. I actually really like this one, number 3. This one was the more expensive of the 3. This is Spotlight Comics number 3. This is quite rare, actually, to find. And it actually presents really, really well. It's a bit of a good girl art cover. Spotlight Comics number 3. And that was it. It was only a 3-issue series. But I have the complete run now. The number 2 will be in a much later unboxing, because it is still at it's actually at Heritage, and I haven't sent it out yet. But yeah, you'll see it in a future unboxing. This next one is another thing that I collect is 3D covers. I have Infinity covers and 3D covers. And I thought this was a really cool 3D cover. It's 3D Love, and just a cool one. I think it actually includes the glasses as well, which is fun. It's really hard to get the glasses often. So got 3D Love number 1 from 1953. Pretty much most of the 3D comics were from 1953. It was just sort of a popular thing that, kind of, burned bright and then fizzled out. Yeah, so this one, it all started with Mighty Mouse. The first 3D comic was Mighty Mouse from St. John. So this is 3D Love, though. So if you want your romance in 3D, well, that's the book for you. Okay, and if you think that's crazy, well, this is nuts. So this is another really cool book, probably a Mad parody, or Mad imitation, I should say. This is Nuts #4, and it was affordable on eBay, on my comic shop again, and I just thought it had a kind of a cool good girl in the red dress cover, so I thought I'd pick it up. It was not expensive. Okay, next one is a really great Jack Kamen cover, and it's Arula. Now this is Rula #26, and this is another series that I've been working on to try to get. I've been really getting into like JoJo, Rula, all the different jungle characters from Fox Feature Syndicate, and this was just a really cool one. Actually, I'm not even sure if this is Jack Kamen. Almost could be Matt Baker. I'm not sure. Because normally, if it's Jack Kamen, the dagger would be curved. So that's kind of weird that it isn't. Now, Matt Baker did some of these covers. And the hair kind of looks like Matt Baker, but I don't know. The girls don't quite look right. But, yeah, just a really cool snake bondage cover. So this is Rula #26 from 1949, I believe, or 49 or 1950, that era. Okay, next one is Secret Romances, and this is Secret Romances #22. These are from Superior Comics, a Canadian publisher, and I showed a few in the previous unboxing. And I just, I've been just picking up all the different issues. So this is Secret Romances #22. I just like these. They're, some are better than others. This is like an okay one. And then this one I really liked. Actually, this next one is another one of the Secret Romances. This is #13. I thought this was a really great cover. I like the composition of it with the girl on the piano and the party scene. It's just a really great cover. So this is Secret Romances #13. Now, with Superior, it's not as obvious who did the covers, because I think they used the Iger House packaging company to do their art. So it's not always attributed who did what for these covers. But definitely a cool one. Yeah, so Secret Romances #13. Okay. So earlier in this video, I was talking about Spitfire, and Spitfire made, so there's two different Spitfires. Well, the one that I picked up was different than the one I thought it was. This is the Spitfire that I was actually looking for. And it's Spitfire Comics number 132, and this is the first appearance of Spitfire, and Spitfire is the girl that is on that cover that I mentioned. It's like a good girl art cover, and I wanted to get her first appearance. Well, this is her first appearance, is in Spitfire Comics number 132. It's a really cool book. Not the greatest cover. Like, unless you like plain covers. I'm not a big plain cover guy. I kind of like my good girl art covers. This is actually a pretty dramatic one. You got this plane crashing and got planes circling around it. So yeah. So Spitfire 132. Now this next book is kind of a major one. I actually have to show some books that I already have. Where is it? Okay, this one is going to change your perspective of, let's see if I can find it. Oh yeah, I have to find it. Okay, there we go. So, this character. Now, if you watch any of my live streams, we joke about this character a lot, about how, oh, we're going to make this book worth millions of dollars because we talk about it so much. And it's a bit of a gag. But I was talking to Matt about it, and we were trying to get his first appearance. Well, his first appearance is not this book. Actually, let me just move things down here. One sec here. I have to grab a whole bunch of books in order to show. It's not this book, which is The Ferret, #1. Okay, so that one was sort of in between. This is another book, Ferret, #1. Well, it was in this book, The Protectors. Okay, so that's The Ferret. And there's also a different variation, the newsstand variant. Again, there's the Ferret down at the bottom there. And so those were what we thought was the first appearance. But then Matt, he did a little bit more sleuthing, and he found out that actually the Ferret appeared much, much earlier. And it's the same character. He's actually a Golden Age character. And Malibu, I don't know why they got inspired to have this character in their comic, but they basically brought back a Golden Age character in the modern era. And so getting his first appearance, his true first appearance, you have to go back to the Golden Age. And it's in a really obscure publisher. Now, the publisher is Centaur. Centaur, if you know anything about Golden Age collecting, you'll recognize that name, that Centaur is a publisher that is sort of like the most high-end collectors would go after. Centaur's extremely rare, and the books, pretty much anything from Centaur goes for big money. Like, you could have the worst cover, the worst comic, but it's a Centaur, oh, it's going to be like really, really expensive. Well, it just happened that the Ferret made his first appearance in Centaur, in a Centaur comic. And the Centaur comic that he made his first appearance in was Man of War #2. And there is the Ferret. And that's the original Ferret from the Golden Age. And he appeared in this Centaur book called Man of War. So he didn't last many issues. I think he was only in 2 or 3 issues. But this is the first appearance of the Ferret. And what does it say? Introducing the Ferret, the killer of gangster rats. So kind of a cool book. This is the very first appearance of the Ferret from Centaur Publications. And it's from 1941. So really early character. Just very underrated. So maybe that will increase the value of those Ferret books, which are still at, actually, the recent value seems to, it was originally a $1 bin book, now it's up to $3. So we've moved the needle. This is not a $1 bin book. This is a much more expensive book, hard to find book. As I said, Centaur Publications are incredibly rare, and this is the first appearance of the Ferret. So kind of a fun one. If you're a big Ferret fan, you got to find one of these now. This will be my kind of book that I can kind of hold over the rest of the crowd to say, hey, look, you don't have the true first appearance of the Ferret. I do, and that's this book. So Man of War #2, first appearance of the Ferret. And that's it for this part. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned. There's still lots more really, really, really awesome comics to come. I hope you enjoyed it again. Please give me a like, and if you can, subscribe to the channel. Bye for now.